a tragedy in North Idaho, one that some expected would happen. Last night, a woman was killed at what many say is a dangerous Post Falls intersection, one the Highway District has also been concerned about. A Coeur d'Alene woman ran a stop sign on Prairie, causing a car on Pleasant View to swerve, lose control, and crash. A woman from Shoreline died. KXY4's Allie Norton working for you tonight. She joins us now live near that intersection where, Allie, a lot of accidents have happened.
That's right, Nadine. It's just because it's such a traveled road. Pleasant View is an exit off of I-90, which leads to Highway 53, and Prairie here only has 2 stop signs. So if somebody runs it and goes into traffic, it's likely they're going to cause a collision. In fact, it happened so much so that there was actually a letter to the editor about this very intersection last week. A sign of a warning ahead. It was just 6 days ago that this headline ran in the letter to the editor section of the Coeur d'Alene Press. Prairie, traffic trouble ahead. An observation by John McConnells about the dangers at this intersection. After reading today's paper about a fatal accident last night at that very spot, he's sending a follow-up.
I don't know how to say it other than I told you so.
He predicted last night's tragedy down to a T, writing that the current setup could cause a serious or fatal accident.
My only comment at this time is fix it.
Prairie has a stop sign with flashing lights on each side of Pleasant View. However, Pleasant View is uncontrolled. If a driver runs a stop sign on Prairie, they're heading right into cars going 45 miles per hour. And unfortunately, it happens often. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office reports 12 accidents in the last year. 2 were fatal. The majority of them a result of a driver running the stop sign.
You see the sign there? You can see the flashing red lights on top of it.
The Post Falls Highway District acknowledged there is a problem, adding it's likely distracted driving. Terry Werner explains they've increased the size of stop signs, added other warning signs, and installed this rumble strip.
Anything to try to get people's attention to stop at this intersection is what we've worked towards.
He says they'll be discussing other possibilities, exactly what John McConnells wants to hear. He says if they don't, they can expect another one of these.
Sure.
And because this is such a heavily traveled road, the only plausible fix is adding a light. But the Highway District says that can cost upwards of $500,000. And as we know, drivers run red lights too. Reporting in Post Falls, I'm Allie Norton, KXLY4 News.